company Paul Rubens asked me if I would do a review of their paints and paper. So I'm going to do that. Thank you very much. We'll see how these are. This is a block, a glued block that came. It was well packaged. It came via that well-known company online, and it's got a really good gluing around the outside, and it's nice, and it's got a lovely cover sheet, and the access point is up here. So I'm just going to turn this around, get my blade in, to get this open. And then I'm going to use their paper to do a test for the paints. Oh, it didn't go very well, did it? It is very, very well glued. So you've just got to be careful how you get this top sheet off. There we go. Right, so we're into the pad. Just going to take these bits off here, and it is, well, what they're saying it is, acid-free, wet and wet techniques, they're telling me, reworkable. That's interesting that they've put that. Cold pressed, and it's 300 gram. And it's what I would call A4 size. So there it is. So what I will do, I will use this paper to do the colour chart for the paints. This is the lovely box which contains the paints that Paul Rubens have sent to me. It says Artist Transparent Watercolour, Fine Artist Watercolours. Okay, it's a very sturdy box. It has this delightful piece of suede fabric inside, protecting the paint box itself, and voila, here they are. Now, I had technical problems with the filming, so I've already done the colour chart, but I really do suggest that you do a colour chart. I always suggest this to my students because I've used the paper that they sent to me as well, so you can actually see what the paint looks like on the paper. Now, along with the box, they did send me a chart, and you've got spaces there, but as I say, I like to use actual watercolour paper so that you can see what it looks like. I mean, that paper is a little bit whiter. It's also all in Chinese characters, so if you don't understand those, well, I'm assuming it's Chinese, please forgive me, I don't want to offend anybody. So I always say do your own. They also send with it a complete colour chart, but again, you don't know how true those colours look in reality in paint. Now, I took all the wrappers off, and this is another good reason for doing a colour chart, because when I looked at the pans, it depends on the make, but these pans, they don't tell you what the colour is on the outside. So if you take all the wrappers off, you might forget which colour is which. Now, there was a slight problem here, and the company know about this, and it's not normal. There was just a little hiccup. For some reason, they sent me two emerald greens. So that is not to be of any concern to you. That was an anomaly. So anyway, I used the paints, and I must say they're really very pleasant to use. Some of the colours I did sort of have a slight problem with. Again, whether this is something to do with translation, I don't know. For example, they have a sky blue and a sea blue. Well, that sky blue could be a very strong cerulean, I'm not quite sure. And the sea blue, well, yeah, it's a cross between, again, one or the other. But, you you know, it's okay. They're lovely colours. Yellow green, not sure about that. It's a beautiful green. It could possibly be English green, I think it can be called. Pozzuoli red ochre. I've never come across that name before. Perhaps you can enlighten me. Got a bit mixed up here with my chart because I had 2 emeralds. So that you've got a coal black, and there's your Payne's grey, so it's in the wrong place. I'm sorry about that. The violet looks a little bit more like a magenta to me, and then you've got a permanent violet. There's no alizarin, which is what I would normally expect, but we do have a madder red. Their tree green is what I would consider to be a sap green. So there are these few little peculiarities, but all in all it's a very nice set of paints, and the presentation is absolutely terrific. So bear that in mind, that you take the labels off and you're not quite sure, so make a chart. And thank you very much. I will certainly use them, and I hope you do enjoy them as well. Thank you.